Testing 1, 2, 3. This will be the November 18th, 2015 City Council meeting.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order a City Council meeting, the City of Satellite Beach, November 18th, 2015, approximately 7 p.m. Please join Councilwoman Gott for a moment of silence and the pledge.
Please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, moving on to agenda item 3 is a presentation of the 2015 Marine Resource Council Award to our City Manager, Courtney Barker. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Lisa Soto. She's the Executive Director of the Marine Resource Council.
Thank you. My name is Lisa Soto. I'm the Executive Director of the Marine Resources Council. I'm really delighted to be here today, even though I'm a little congested, to present the Paul Krogel Award for outstanding service to the Indian River Lagoon by a government employee. MRC is a charitable organization that's been dedicated to protecting and restoring the Indian River Lagoon since the early 1980s. Every year for the past 20 years, we've awarded 5 awards to outstanding individuals and projects throughout the entire span of the 156-mile-long lagoon. The awards nominations are brought forth by our membership, and they're voted on by the membership. So we usually have between 3 and 5 nominees, and then they're voted on by our members. And this year's award winner for Paul Krogel is your city manager, Courtney Barker. So I'm delighted to be here tonight to give Courtney the award, but I do want to talk a little bit about Paul Krogel and who he was and what he stood for. Paul Krogel established the Pelican Island National Wildlife Refuge, and he was its first refuge manager. He was hired as the first. Before he was hired, he protected and guarded the area of his own volition. So he went above and beyond his duty as a manager to get the job done. The award in his name is given to a government employee who goes above and beyond the call of duty to protect the Indian River Lagoon. The person who nominated Ms. Barker writes, I'm going to have to put my glasses on for the tiny font. As the first female city manager of Satellite Beach, Courtney Barker has been a strong advocate of smart conservation projects, education, and sustainability. Ms. Barker has worked closely with city staff, volunteers, and city council members. She's done an excellent job supporting conservation views and played a major role in adopting the city's fertilizer ordinance, increasing the retention of stormwater runoff, and creating a new green sustainability committee. So with that, I would love to present the award to Ms. Barker. Thank you. Congratulations. Really appreciate everything that you're doing
Well, thank you.
for the lagoon.
It's easy to do that in this city because the city has a long-standing, history of being environmentally aware, and I just kind of fit in here. So it's nice to work among peers and among residents that care so much about the environment and have the same ideology as I do. So it's a wonderful place to work, and I appreciate this very much.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank
you all.
Congratulations and great job.
Nice painting. Look how beautiful that is. I wanted to take it home.
This time, we'll move on to agenda item 4, citizens' comments on non-agenda items. Hearing none, move on to city council comments.
The November South Beaches Coalition meeting was canceled because there's no TPO meeting this month. I believe that today is Robert Settembrino's 30th anniversary with this city. For 30 years, Robert has been a loyal and hard worker, and I would like to see us present him with a certificate of appreciation at our next meeting.
I'll also talk to Courtney on that, okay? And I hope he brings his watch. If you haven't seen it, Bert went to the flea market. Bert went out to the flea market and bought this giant watch. He's been wearing it around all day. He says it's just 30th anniversary of the city's watch. Stop by the house to show it.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
I would just mention I did go to that invitation that the Satellite Beach High School Orchestra got from an organization called Music for All. They were one of 2 high schools picked in the country to go represent in Indianapolis for their big festival they have up there. Obviously, it was a very big deal. The kids were very excited. The parents were very excited for it. It's quite an accomplishment when the guy was here talking about the invitation and what goes into it. It's not what you would think, though, as a free trip where the kids are just kind of get to go to Indianapolis. When you go and you listen, their days are full of rehearsals and a lot of good instruction from some of the great people in the music business up there. So it sounded really great, really intense up there, but they were looking forward to it, and I passed on how proud we were of them, and they had our full support. So it was very nice.
Well, thank you for going.
Mm-hmm.
Any further council comments? I have none.
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to extend a big thank you to the Satellite Beach Women's Club and our Recreation, Public Works, Police, and Fire Departments for a stellar job well done on the Founder's Day event. We had record attendance at that event, if you couldn't tell. There were, I would say, way more people than last year, and it was a wonderful event as usual, so thank you all. Ocean Reef Beach Festival will be held on December 5th. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Pelican Beach Park. We will have a booth this year. We had a booth last year, but it was for a very specific purpose this year. We will have a booth at the festival basically to inform the community about our upcoming construction projects. So we will be there with our construction plans for Roosevelt. We will be there with the list of repaving, street repaving projects, and we will also be there to discuss the skate park renovations. So we will have staff there the whole time, and I'm thinking that we might make this a reoccurring item for the Ocean Reef Beach Festival, to always have a booth there and kind of go over our projects with our community, and just one more opportunity to get the message out. The annual Bethlehem Walk, sponsored by our Father's House Church, has been canceled this year, so I just wanted to let everybody know that. That has been going on for many years in our community, and we will not have that event this year. The Space Coast Thanksgiving Basket Brigade will be held on Sunday, November 22nd, 2015, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the City Civic Center, and this is basically an event where you bring in food, food items for packaging up into a nice basket and for delivery to our needy families in the community. I also wanted to mention that the O'Galley Mobility Plan is underway right now, and this is a plan being completed by FDOT. This plan will have a meeting presenting the draft plan to the community tomorrow night at 5:30 at Canova Beach Park. So at that meeting room that's at the park. So you can attend that meeting, even though it's not in our community, it's still O'Galley. and it's a place that we all go almost every week. So if you're interested in that, please attend. I also wanted to mention that the symphony, the students will be holding a concert for our community on December 9th at 7 p.m. So if you would like to attend that, you're welcome to as well. So we will all be attending that. That's on my calendar. And this is the same symphony orchestra that will be performing at the Music for All event in Indianapolis. The county's Charter Review Commission has provided a letter, an attached letter, it's in my report, and this is basically soliciting proposals for the charter. If you're interested in changing the county's charter for any reason, let me know, and we will be glad to submit that proposal. I am attending all of those meetings. This charter committee has potential to have a huge impact on our city and other cities as well. The last Charter Review Committee, we ended up having to attend to prevent a countywide zoning code. I think I remember that. So it's very important that we attend to retain our home rule. So for example, the two proposals that are on the agenda for tomorrow is a proposal to create a countywide oversight economic development committee, and another proposal to limit the county's taxation yet again. So we will be holding a community meeting with the Roosevelt Avenue property owners and residents regarding the construction process for that reconstruction, for the reconstruction of that roadway. That remember when we talked about tailgating meetings, that's what we're talking about, where we meet with the community that's directly affected by the construction, not people who are affected by people who might drive through their road to get as a detour, but people who might have landscaping affected, mailboxes moved, things like that. That meeting will be December 1st at 7 p.m. and it will be at the DRS Center. Letters have already been sent out to the residents. So we hope that council can make that meeting. Both of you have had two council members already ask me about the Bert's 30-year mark, and we've had a number of other employees that have met that mark, and I am creating, or I'm working on, a recognition program for longevity. So hopefully we'll be adding that to our employee awards ceremony, and then also bringing those to council for recognition. In terms of a action item, I do have one, and we are recommending to cancel the December 16th, 2015 City Council meeting for a holiday break. I'm hoping that you all will be in favor of that.
Discussion, since it is an action item, discussion from council.
It's all right with me, either way.
At this time, I'll open up for public comment on this action item to cancel December 16, 2015 regular city council meeting. Floor is open. Hearing none, back to council. Okay, everybody good with it?
Okay, great, thank you. That is all.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 7, I will open up a public hearing, discuss, take action on ordinance number 1112. Jim?
Ordinance number 1112, an ordinance of the City of Satellite Beach, Brevard County, Florida, amending appropriation of funds for fiscal year 2014-2015, budget ordinance number 1096. Said ordinance was previously amended by ordinance number 1105, providing an effective date. The second reading of ordinance number 1112.
Move to adopt ordinance 1112 on second reading.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Gott, second by Councilman Osmer. Further discussion by council? Hearing none, open up for agenda item 7. Any public comment? Hearing none, back to council. Further comment from council? Hearing none, Lenore?
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dodd?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. This time, move on to agenda item 8, discuss, take action on ordinance 1114.
Ordinance number 1114, an ordinance of the City of Satellite Beach, Brevard County, Florida, amending Satellite Beach City Code of Ordinance Number Section 58-93A, local business tax receipt required, and 58-96A, sale delinquency penalty for doing business without local business tax receipt, to amend the departmental responsibility for local business tax receipt process, providing for severability clause and providing an effective date. It's the first reading of ordinance number 1114.
Move to adopt ordinance 1114 on first reading.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Gott, second by Councilman Osmer. Further discussion from council? Courtney, you want to say anything on this? You're fine.
This is really just a organizational change in the city hall, so BTRs will now be processed fully within the building department instead of both the clerk's department and the building department, largely just to streamline processes.
This time, open up public comment on agenda item 8. Hearing none, bring it back to council. Any further discussion? Lenore?
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Dodd?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Thank you, staff. Moving on to agenda item number 9, discuss, take action on establishing a charter review citizens ad hoc committee, and we do have a revised copy in your, on your desk. Okay? Courtney?
Thank you, Mayor. The, included in your packet, and we have a revised, basically a charter establishing the 2016 Charter Review Committee. Staff is asking that we establish a Charter Review Committee, basically to review the charter in a comprehensive manner, to correct some now old sections of the charter that are inconsistent with state statutes, as well as to allow some flexibility within the city for some operational changes as well. So we would like to recommend that you start the process of beginning to appoint this Charter Review Committee and hopefully have that completed, that process completed within 90 days of the appointment.
I'll move to approve the revised charter establishing the 2016 Charter Review Committee.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Gott. Do I have a
Second.
Second by Councilman Osmer. Discussion. So, Courtney, our task as a council between now and January meeting is to provide you with a list of possible candidates from each of those, or
Yes.
our number one, and we can list them.
Yes, and if any of you overlap, I'll let you know. Okay.
At this time, open up for public comment on agenda item number 9. Hearing none, back to council. Any further comment? Hearing none, Lenore?
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Dodd?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 10, and also I want to make aware that there is a revised copy at your desk here. Discuss, take action on a request for proposal for website design services to redesign the city's website. Courtney?
Staff is seeking your approval of this RFP, basically to seek a website design services company to redesign our website in its entirety, and possibly take over the hosting of the website, which would make it quite a bit easier on staff in maintaining the website. So we are asking for your approval of this RFP. The changes that we have made to the revised version are largely associated with changing the word bid to proposal. And then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have two other changes, which aren't really major changes. It's on page 6, under the second paragraph of paragraph 2, where it says addendums to the proposal, it should just say request for proposal.
So addendum to the RFP, is that
Correct. And then on the last page, on paragraph 4, where the addition, that item was added, where it says for any reason or for no reason, that should actually go directly above where it says paragraph 4, where it says the city reserves the right to reject any and all bids for any reason or no reason.
Say that again.
You see the line that's just above paragraph 4?
Yes.
That says the city reserves the right to reject any and all bids?
Yes.
That underlined part, which now appears at the end of paragraph 4, should be at the end of that sentence.
So that it would read, the city reserves the right to reject any and all bids for any reason or no reason.
Yes.
So it's at the end.
And that was, yeah, correct.
I'll move to approve the RFP as amended.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Gott, second by Councilman Osmer. Further discussion from council?
I would just like to comment that this is one of our goals for 2015 that we haven't yet addressed, and I think it's extremely important that we get moving on this and that we finally get a really good website.
I agree with you. Time frame here, what are we looking at?
We will likely have a website design services company under contract probably by the end of January. And then it usually takes 3 or 4 months to go through that process. The designer would have to meet with council to figure out what you are looking for and meet with all the department heads and so on. So it's quite an involved process when there's a lot of hands in the pot, if you will.
So we're looking at sometime by mid-summer to have this.
I would say yes.
Or sooner if possible.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not something, my only reason for the question is that it's just not dragged out, that there's the date we try to shoot for. At this time, open up for public comment on agenda item 10. Hearing none, back to council. Any further comments?
No.
Hearing none more?
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Dodd?
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. Thank you, staff. I hope that gets done quick, too. It'll be a nice addition. Moving on to agenda item 11. Again, city council proposed for our next regular agenda for a regular meeting on December 2nd. Again, if you have any additions to it, please get with Courtney in an appropriate amount of time. Okay. Moving on to agenda item 12. Adoption of minutes of the November 4th, 2015.
I move to adopt the minutes from November 4th meeting.
Second.
I have a motion by
As submitted.
Councilman
As submitted.
Osmer, second by Councilwoman Gott. Further discussion? Hearing none. One more?
Councilman Dodd?
Yes.
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yes. Before we leave,
Before you do that, I just want to make sure you have the employee award, holiday luncheon on your calendar. It is for December 15th. I believe the invitations are going out soon, but I wanted to make sure you get that on your calendar so you can plan for it. It'll be at noon at the Schechter Center. And everybody can't wait to have something that Lorraine is making.
McDonald's.
thank you, Courtney. Okay.
I haven't picked 2 menu now, so.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, special day today for someone in our community who has always been a great supporter of the city and just a general great person. So, Gabe, happy 80th birthday. Thank you so much. And God will take you.
It's not till the 26th.
We know that.
Thanksgiving Day. I think I was supposed to put these things on the cake.
Yeah, let's get on and say happy birthday to Gabe.
Oh, my God.
And having no further business on the council meeting portion, that portion is adjourned.